So I made a video and I basically said if this video hits 1,000 likes, I will do a nothing to a Gleam Roam in a day challenge in Loomian Legacy. My videos barely get 1,000 likes and somehow this video got 2,000 likes and I'm a man of my word. So I did it. I went from a new account to a Gleam Roam in literally a day. To start off the challenge, I of course had to make a new account. I chose July 20th as the birthday date because that's Loomian Legacy's anniversary. The name of the account, I decided to go for oneday_GR challenge because I am so creative. After making the account, it was time to finally find Loomian Legacy and then proceed with starting the challenge. I saw Vari, I clicked play, and then the challenge finally began. Playing the Loomian Legacy intro for like the 30th time actually was pretty interesting. For some reason this time I wasn't bored of it because I haven't done the intro in like ages. But of course when I began playing the intro I decided to choose Snowcup as my starter because this is the best starter to speedrun the intro with. I defeated Mom, I went through the very long cutscenes, then headed on to Route 1. Something that a lot of people tend to do is that they tend to skip the trainers. This is something that you shouldn't do because you should actually fight them in order to get XP for your Loomian. After getting past all the trainers, I arrived at Duskit's battle. I scanned the rock, I sent it to my dad, and then Duskit came and decided to challenge me, and of course try to defeat me. Duskit's battle was pretty hard. Duskit actually got me to like 2 HP, which was very scary. Nonetheless, my Snowcup, aka Hey, was able to beat Duskit and we were able to get on going with the challenge. After defeating Duskit, I defeated the NPC that's in front of Duskit and then headed on to the Loomian school. So at this point you may be wondering, how am I going to go from nothing to a Gleam Roam in a day? Well basically if you watch my video that I referenced at the start of this video, I said that a good way to get a Gleam Roam in Loomian Legacy is by finding a Rainbow Vari and then trading that Rainbow Vari for a Gleam Roam. The chances of finding a Rainbow Vari is 1 in 15,000, which basically means you must hunt around 50 hours to essentially do 15,000 encounters in the game. Let's say I got pretty lucky and I was able to do that in under a day. So after getting through with the Loomian school and defeating the trainers in Route 3, I decided to go to the first battle theater and beat the NPCs over there and then eventually beat Naya, the battle star. The first 2 trainers in the battle theater weren't that hard because with a Snowcup, basically Snowcup destroys everything, so you shouldn't worry that much about it. But when I got to Naya, let's say we almost lost. After beating Naya with my Snowcup, which was luckily in the first attempt, usually takes me like 3 attempts to beat Naya, this time it took me 1. I was ready to finally start the challenge and finding Rainbow Vari in the wild. At this point, there are 2 things that I must do. Number 1, finding Rainbow Vari, and number 2, trading that Rainbow Vari for a Gleam Roam. I will say this, I was not prepared for how hard this hunt was going to be. Usually when I hunt in Loomian Legacy, there's a ton of things that I can find. I can find Gleam SAs, I can find Gammas, I can find Alpha Roams, Gamma Roams. The fact that I was going to hunt and there was only one thing I could find, which is Rainbow Vari, was pretty hard to grasp. While hunting, I was calculating the odds of an Alpha Duskit, and I basically was hunting at a 1 in 8 million chance of finding an Alpha Duskit. So pretty much I knew that wasn't going to happen, but I had my head held high in hopes of finding a Rainbow Vari in the wild because I do know that this is possible and I had a lot of faith in this challenge and that I was going to able to do it. The first hour of hunting, I literally found nothing. So it was a pretty bad hour. A couple of minutes into the hunt, I realized that I should capture a Geklo because Geklo learns Spare. And why is Spare useful? Well, basically Spare lowers the health of whichever Loomian you're trying to catch. So if I were to find the Rainbow Vari in the wild, I could spare it, get it to level 1, and then be able to catch it. So after finding that Geklo, I captured it and decided to proceed the hunt. Another thing I realized after hunting for an hour is that when I want to find that Vari, I want it to have a good nature for me to be able to trade it for a Gleam Roam. Which is why I tried to go to the trade resort in hopes of trading for a pure positive good-natured Duskit. Let's say that my trip to trade resort was not that good. I spent 30 minutes in trade resort trying to get someone to donate me a Duskit, but that didn't work out. However, I did get some stuff donated to me by 2 kind people in trade resort. I want to start off by giving a shout out to Pandu706 for helping me and donating me an Alpha Kabunga and some other stuff. And I also want to give another shout out to Pizza Eater 9897 for also donating me some alphas in hopes of helping me get a pure natured Duskit. Pandu and Pizza Eater had no idea this was me, so they did it from their own kindness and decided to donate a noob in trade resort some free alphas. After getting new alphas, I tried trading the alphas for a good-natured Duskit. That didn't work either, so at this point getting that Duskit was taking too much of my time and I decided to go back to hunting in hopes of getting a good-natured Rainbow Vari whenever that Vari was bound to appear. In hour 2, I actually found something very interesting in the wild. I'll get to that later, but I also realized something that I should have known before. I realized that I only had like 2 captured discs, so I'm sort of glad I didn't find Rainbow Vari before hour 2, because if I would have found it, chances are I probably would have failed it. So I decided to go to the Lumi store, get more hunting discs, and then get back to hunting. So suddenly, like 40 minutes into the second hour, I found a wild Duskit, which is pretty cool. The chances for a full Odds Duskit is 1 in 1024, so this is, I guess, essentially my first ever full Odds Duskit that I've ever found in Loomian Legacy. By the way, this wasn't the only thing that I found in the wild. I ended up finding even more stuff in hour 3. So for hour 3, we actually ended up finding 2 different things at the 1 in 1024 chances. Hour 3 began very slow, but suddenly these 2 encounters are very close to each other. I basically found them like 2 minutes apart. So pretty much I found my second ever full odds corrupt in the wild. The first time that I found a full odds corrupt in the wild was basically when I was doing a Nuzlocke over a year ago. So pretty much this Geklo was my second full odds corrupt in the wild. After finding that Geklo, I hunted for like 2 more minutes, then this corrupt Babor appeared. It's actually pretty funny because I was hunting with bad connection that the entire Babor didn't load. So this corrupt Babor looks like, I don't even know what it looks like, man. Just look at this. This is so silly. But yeah, I killed the corrupt Geklo, killed the corrupt Babor, and that marked the end of hour 3. Hour 4, not much happened either. I didn't really find much stuff. The only rare find that I encountered in hour 4 was like a male Vari, which is a 1 in 500 chance of appearing. This sort of rose my hopes of finding a rainbow Vari, because when I saw Vari appear, I'm like, yo! Then it was just a regular male Vari. I didn't say it before, but I actually found 2 female Varis at a 1 in 100 chance of appearing that I decided not to log for this video. And yeah, male Vari is literally the only highlight of hour 4. Okay, so hour 5 is where it gets serious, aka what you've been waiting for the entire video. I was hunting hour 5, 30 minutes passed, nothing appeared, then I found the corrupt Geklo, woo! Okay, now after finding the corrupt Geklo, I'm not even gonna talk, I'm just gonna show you what happened. Ladies and gentlemen, it took me around 1,600 encounters to find Rainbow Vari. Okay, I had found Rainbow Vari. I was so excited, dude. I was ready to hunt for like 10 to 15 hours. And if I didn't get Rainbow Vari in like 15 hours, I was just not gonna upload this video. But I ended up finding Rainbow Vari in hour 5 because there were like 6 times where I was just considering not making this video. Finding Rainbow Vari was very hype, and I was so glad that it appeared because essentially it's the reason why you're watching this. Like I said, I was prepared to hunt 10 to 15 hours, and if I didn't find Rainbow Vari in those hours, I was just not gonna make the video. So after finding Rainbow Vari, I caught it, and then it was time to get my Gleam roam. Okay, so for this part, I was actually trading in Trade Resort. It didn't take me even 20 minutes to find someone willing to give a Gleam roam for Rainbow Vari. I actually found the user Goliath405, and they came up to me and they're like, yo, I'll give you a Gleam Protagon for that Rainbow Vari. I accepted their trade, and then we did Rainbow Vari for Gleam Protagon, and that basically meant that my one-day GR challenge was finally completed in Loomian Legacy with the acquisition of that Gleam Protagon. Honestly, the easiest part of this video was trading that Rainbow Vari for a Gleam Protagon. Everything else that led up to this moment was very difficult. If you're still watching this video, I want you to send a friend request to my account oneday_GR challenge, because I will be accepting one random friend request on that account, and I will be giving them the Gleam Protagon that I just traded for in this video. This challenge was insane, but I'm glad that I was able to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm Armenti, and the Wii.